It's not being mean. It's not being rude. It's not being a bully. It's just keeping it real. Hey guys, welcome back to Ivory Rose Knows. I want to talk today about the Amy Bradley case and the shifting timelines and the changing stories in the Amy Bradley family in their narrative, right? People want to say that I am being mean, that I'm being a bully because I'm calling the family out on the constant changing stories and timelines that they are providing everybody. Let me correct that. It is not being mean. It is me keeping it real. Everybody should be questioning why the Bradley family story is changing. Guys, we know that the truth never changes. So why is everybody accepting this from the Bradley family? I get, guys, listen, I get the story is sad. I get that, oh, they go on vacation one day and all of a sudden the girl doesn't come back home with them. I get the story is emotional and sad, but that has nothing to do with trying to find the truth about what happened to Amy Bradley. You either want to coddle the family and be supportive of the family, and that's okay, or you want to find the truth. Me, I'm curious. I want to find the truth about what happened to Amy Bradley. I am going to question everything, everyone, all of it, because something happened to her that day. And I want to find out what happened to her. Bring some justice for Amy if it's deserved. Find out the true story. So, me questioning the family is not being a bully. Now, my concern and my problem with all of it is this: the timeline isn't just changing, the timeline is changing due to the questions being asked. Now, originally, Ron Bradley went up to that nightclub to go talk or to get Brad and Amy at 3 a.m. He stated it in the interviews that he got up at 3 a.m., he got dressed, he went to the nightclub to go look for Amy and Brad. Now, the questions out there were, well, if he got up at 3 o'clock, got dressed, and went to the nightclub, talked to Brad, saw Amy, went all the way back to his room, then he must have been awake at 3:30 when Brad and Amy came back, right? That would obviously he was awake. But you see, they said that he was sleeping. So when we started questioning that timeline, that you mean to tell me that he did all of that, got back to the room, no key card swipe, and everybody was sleeping? When that started becoming a question, then all of a sudden the timeline shifted. Now it was 2:30, according to Brad Bradley. According to him, it is now 2:30 that Ron went up there, checked on them, came back to the room, and now, of course, he was sleeping. So that's my concern. When we ask questions because things don't fit, all of a sudden they change the timeline. They change it. They change the story. Originally, everybody knows about the shoes, her Birkenstocks out on the balcony. How many times did we question him during his interviews when he said they all said they saw those shoes out on the balcony? Now, all of a sudden, we started questioning, well, she left the room without shoes? Like, why would she leave her shoes out there? Her shoes being out on the balcony made it seem like it was more possible that she went overboard or she jumped or she was thrown. Whatever, however she got overboard. When we started questioning that, then all of a sudden, again, the story changed. Then all of a sudden, again, it was, you know what? Now, 27 years later, come to think of it, nah, I don't think any of us saw the shoes. You mean to tell me you didn't remember when we all asked you about the shoes? You didn't remember then that you never actually saw them? Now, all of a sudden, because questions are being asked, the timeline again changes, or not even the timeline, the story itself changes. So, why does the story keep changing depending on the questions being asked? If everything the Bradley family is saying is true, then why are they changing it every time a question is asked? This is concerning. Now, The FBI had said they don't have any proof that Amy Bradley ever walked out that room, ever left that room. What does the FBI know? Because if they're changing the timeline in the story for us, depending on the questions we're asking, what do you think that they're doing with the FBI? You think the FBI didn't ask any of the same questions that we're all asking? You think the FBI did not think of the questions us lay people are asking? And if the timeline is changing and they're changing, the Bradley family is changing their timeline for us, you don't think they changed it for the FBI? You don't think the FBI is looking into them thinking like, hey, why is the story not adding up? Why does the story keep changing? They had to have asked the same questions we're asking, right? None of it just makes sense. And if they didn't, and they told the FBI one story and they're telling the public another, well, then what the hell? What's the point? Now, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not accusing them of doing anything. I'm just suspicious and questioning the fact that their story keeps changing and their timeline keeps changing. That does not make me a bully. I am asking logical questions that the family just will not answer. That does not make me mean. That does not make me accusatory. That just means I'm asking a question, answer it then. If the answer is so easy and so simple, then do me a favor and answer the question. Because if you don't answer the question, then you look suspicious. Now, I don't know what they look suspicious of. All I know is they definitely look guilty of changing the timeline to fit their narrative, changing the story to fit what they want the public to see. That's not truth. That will not help them or anybody find out what actually happened to Amy Bradley. And so at the end of the day, what are we doing this for? What is the family doing this for? Right? They're all out there. It's about finding out the truth. But is it really? Because your lack of consistency, you're changing the narrative, changing all of it doesn't help anybody find any kind of truth unless you really don't want people to find the truth. Now, people are saying to me, well, why would the Bradley family come out here and do another documentary? I want people to keep in mind this. Netflix was going to do that documentary with or without the Bradley family. I'm not making that up. Brad Bradley himself said it. They were going to do it regardless. They decided that they were going to be a part of it to give them the information that they wanted to give them, that they wanted put out there. So no, it wasn't the family coming out 27 years later. It was Netflix. And then people want to sit there and they want to act like I'm being horrible for asking questions about the money. But let's be real. Well, I don't know, and I will look up the percentage and I will look up the statistics, but a lot of crimes have money plays a part in it all, right? Now, am I saying that all of this was a scam? What I'm saying is it looks really funny that Netflix was coming out with a documentary. You've had donations going for 27 years. You've admitted you've never gone back to the island to look for your sister, which is really questionable. You're claiming that it's dangerous, but it's not. What has been done with the money? Now, there was a $250,000 reward. They collected life insurance. They were getting donations from the website for 27 years. Now, recently in June, right before Netflix came out with this documentary, they opened up another GoFundMe. All because they're going to investigate. All of a sudden, they're going to investigate. Well, what are you doing? It is not wrong to ask the questions. It does not make me mean to ask the questions. Honest question. Well, where's the money? What are you doing? Now, since June, they've raised over $35,000. But yet, nothing has come from any investigating. They have not personally traveled back there looking for Amy Bradley. What are they doing? They're selling T-shirts. They're doing all this stuff. But what is the money for? You're saying it's for investigations. You're saying it's for medical care when you find her. What? What? Am I being mean for questioning that? Or does that not sound a little off? You've been collecting money for 27 years straight. Or what? What has been done with that money? What? I'm just saying, guys, this way of questioning is not me coming off rude or being mean or accusing anybody of anything. It's logical questions, guys. This is true crime. I speak a lot of true crime. You can't sit there and let emotions or feeling bad for the family get in the way if you're actually trying to find truth and justice for a person. I am Team Amy Bradley all the way. I'm sorry if the family feels offended by my questions, but you shouldn't, because those are the same questions the FBI and law enforcement and Interpol and all those people should have asked you originally. You should have those answers like that, because I am sure you've been asked them already. So why are you changing it now? That's my question. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments, and do me a favor, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. Do me a favor, also don't forget to subscribe. I see a lot of you watching the video in its entirety, but you guys are forgetting to hit that button, so hit it. Go ahead, hit it right now. Now let me know in the comments, guys, what do you think about this? Do you think that I'm being a mean bully because I'm asking all these questions? Aren't these questions that should be asked? And tell me why you think then the Bradley family keeps changing their timeline and their story depending on the questions being asked. I'm just saying, that's all I got for right now, guys, and I'm out.